What's up, YouTube? This is PowerWagon coming at you today with a video on a Baja Design's fog light install for the 5th gen series 2500. It doesn't matter whether it's a diesel or a PowerWagon. What matters here is if you have a diesel, you have to have the Laramie package. The fog light insert, the stock one, would look like this. So when you're buying this kit, just make sure you're buying the right one. Alright guys, so here's everything you're going to need to do the install. When you order the kit, it's going to come with the new fog light covers, the housing, then you got the brackets, then you got the light themselves. I'm opting to go with the amber, but you can go with the clear. These are the sports, so these are going to provide upwards of 3,000 lumens. So they mentioned you shouldn't run these on road because oncoming traffic is going to be having a hard time seeing. But what you can do when you install them is you can angle them down a little bit, if that matters to you or not, because as most of you guys know, if you have one of these trucks, is the fog light drop will turn on when you're turning, when you got your turn signal on. So even if you're going down a windy road, these things might turn on. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to point them down just a bit, and once I do get my taser RAM that I can use to, customize a lot of the software on the truck, especially because I've got these 37s on there now. It's been running a little weird. It's not shifting gears properly. It's trying to find out where it's supposed to be, and sometimes it doesn't know. And I got a new exhaust on there, so now it's getting a little noisy. But MPGs, miles, I mean, I'm like 8 miles per hour off. If I'm running Waze or some type of GPS, it'll give me the correct speed, and then the truck will tell me, I'm going 40, but in reality I'm going 48. So if you're gonna upgrade, just be careful. Just have that in mind. Don't go speeding and thinking you're doing 70 when you're actually doing 78. All right, here we got the tools required. Pretty simple list. Basic stuff that most people have at home. You got your sockets, 7, 8, and 10 millimeter, some wrenches, Allen tool, panel pin remover, which I don't have here right now, but I'll grab it in a second. One thing that's not on here that you may want to have is a multimeter, because when you're installing, a lot of guys have said that they don't tell you, and even the manual itself says you want to test to make sure you're putting the ground in the correct place, because they actually don't tell you which is which is kind of confusing. Some guys said that even though it has a black and white, that doesn't necessarily tell you which one it is. So some guys have said that they had to resplice, so I'm hoping I don't have to deal with all that today. I did try to do this install a few days ago, and it got a little dark outside, and it's pretty difficult to see once you get in here, and I'll show you guys. So these are all the bolts that are going to be removed. You're going to start off here. You got 2 at the bottom here, and then the really hard one to get is up here, in between here and up there. So you can see it gets real dark. Right now there's a good bit of light. You can see the sunlight coming through there, so that's going to help us out. There's another bolt right up here, and then you got 2 harnesses that you're going to remove. You got your power, and then you got this one up here, which is actually glued on with like some double-sided tape, but as long as you remove that, you're going to be good. So really not a difficult install. It's just going to take you a little bit of time, but we'll see how it works out. I don't mind these stock fog lights. I think they work really well, but I don't want to put ditch lights on this truck, so I'm just going to be using my fogs for that. Later on in the future, we're going to get a bar that's going to run in through here, and we're going to be able to... All right, so first headlight housing is out, bracket I should say. Non-pro tip here from a non-pro like me. This is the power. So when it's sitting back in here, you're going to remove this power first, and then you're going to get your 4 bolts here. there. And then this one right here, these two up top are pretty tough, but this guy up here, what you want to do is you're gonna have to pry this out because it's gonna be in there with a Christmas tree style screw. So you're gonna have to rip that guy out. And then this part here is like a notch where it sits, and so I just kind of roughed it out. It looks like it bent a little bit, but we're gonna zip tie this when we get done installing anyways. So once you get that guy out of the way, because this cable is gonna run up through here and it's gonna get in your way to remove this bolt, so try removing that and it'll make it a little bit easier. Alright guys, here we got the housing removed. You're gonna look in here and there's 5, well, they're almost nut bolt. What they do is they sit in here like this, excuse me, like this, and that's how they clip on with this here. So there's 5 of those. These are on the bumper itself. This one was so hard to get to. I don't know if you can see it. 3, 4, 5. So all of them around here. These are the original 4 to remove the actual fog light bracket. One up there, one up there. See your cables in here, power cables hanging out down there. The parking sensors, I've seen videos where people say don't get them mixed up. Mine are still in place. So all I did was lift up on the tab. There's these 2 little tabs here, one here, one here, and that pulls it apart from this notch, and that gets you right out. So parking sensors are still in place, so you don't have to worry about accidentally swapping them, which I have not confirmed whether it makes a difference or not, whether they're programmed different to be on the outside and then one on the front, but just be aware of that. All right guys, we got the bezels and the new fog light housing. You can see the difference here. It's the old one. You got the bracket, got the light install. All right, we used 3 of the screws that were in the old fog light housing. There's 4 when you take them off. So there's the 4 there. You got 1 left over. This one just has this notch here. It's kind of weird. There it goes. Let's do the install now. Alright guys, here's a moment of truth. They are installed. Let's see if they turn on. Alright guys, I came out to do a quick video on what the fog lights look like at night. So I'm going to show you, here are the, alright, here's what it looks like out here. Then we got the headlights, and then we've got the fog lights. So as you can see, pretty bright, ton of coverage to the sides. I mean, this thing stretches out far. That speed limit sign down there just turned yellow when I turned the lights on. I mean, this thing's bright. Decent coverage to the sides. I mean, this thing can almost be used as a ditch light. Let's look at it from the front. Pretty good. I mean, the light pretty much covers. If you're running into some ditches at night, this is going to work real well. I think it might shoot less to the sides than the stock ones did, but as far as the brightness goes, I mean, you're going to be able to light some ditches up from way ahead of what you would with the stock fog lights. So I think if you're looking for some more brightness, this is going to do it for you. Turned out great. Alright guys, that's a wrap on this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A few tips and tricks out there on what to do, what not to do. If you guys have enjoyed watching videos like this, just let me know what you guys want to see. I'm planning to do just a PowerWagon review video, which there's plenty of those out there, but I'm gonna do one taking into account the 37s, taking into account the exhaust that I have on right now, and then also the difference between the level 2 and level 3 package and whether the price point is worth it for what you get in this vehicle. So if that's something you guys want to watch, or if there's something you want me to throw in there that you guys are curious about, just let me know. If you guys can even hear me over the exhaust, it's pretty loud, but right now it is having kind of a hard time finding what gears to shift into with these tires. So, but that's not a big deal. We'll get that figured out. That's going to be easy to fix, and pretty soon here we're going to be going out and testing out these tires and this setup off-road. So stay tuned guys. Have a good one.